Hey fam, I'm glad to see you overcame them demons again. I'm glad to see you tune back in to see another message. I know it was hard. It was hard for me, man. Honest God, this temperature, there's nothing you can do. You can't prepare yourself for it. Long days had me feeling pretty sore. Certain things that happened definitely built up some anger, and that's the reason why I'm about to get on this little bit of a workout. I got a little safety meeting with a couple of demons, and I don't think they're gonna like what I have to say, if you know what I mean, right? But now with this message, I wanted to sit down and talk about some challenging situations. Man, I found myself in the greatest challenge of my life back in 2015, and within that challenge, I realized that I was very weak mentally. I had this little bit of a tough guy persona for being the age of, 21 and shit, but man, I was preparing myself for a long time, from the age of, 16, 17, working while I was still in high school. Up until this 21, I gave it my all. I worked 2 jobs for the majority of it all, just trying to build up a savings and build up something that I could, start building off of. But I found myself in a situation, very idiotically, that financially I was struggling in. And after a long time of struggling off of, $20 a week for food and not having enough money to overcome the debts that I had, I started slowly sinking faster and faster into financial woes, until one day I just decided to just give up. Like, I gave it my all. I did everything that I could, and I just gave up. Flat out. I quit both my jobs. I stopped working. I found myself in a great deep isolation of where for a lot of them days I never put on pants. I just walked around my house in fucking boxers and shit because I was just so done. And it took 3 weeks to completely spiral my life out of control. I got evicted out of the house I was living in. I got my vehicle repossessed, and after bouncing around a couple of places, I found myself moving back in with my sister, and which was the biggest strike to who I was as a man. And I moved back in with her with nothing but a air-up mattress and my dog. And that's when I made the realization that I was very weak mentally, and that I wasn't gonna make it very far if this is what I was experiencing at the age of 21, with no drug addiction to really put the blame on or nothing like that. I was giving everything I got and failing hardcore, like absolutely hardcore. So with that being said, I decided that fitness was going to be my light through this darkness, and fitness was going to be my path of rebuilding. And around this time, I decided to go to college, and started my college adventure, and along with my fitness. But the fitness is the path that I really want to voice out on. With the last $5 that I had, I decided to go buy a Collagen jug, because during that time, like Colin Muscle, all of them were getting big on YouTube and stuff, and they were doing all of these like prison workouts and shit. So I thought the best way for me to do is find my own little prison workout and shit. So for $5, I went and bought a Collagen jug, and you could call this my ghetto dumbbell, my redneck squat rack, whatever you may need to call it. But this is what I needed to help rebuild me mentally. And the great thing about this is symbolically I use it as a representation of my mental state and the progression that I was making, because I started out very low. I wasn't very strong, so I wasn't lifting very heavy weights, so I started about right here on this line, which is roughly about 5 or 10 pounds. But I did every variation of a workout that I could find to do with this type of dumbbell. And dumbbell, no, Culligan jug. And slowly but surely, like my mental state, I went from 10% to 20% to 30%, all the way up to 80. I say 80 because, man, we still have challenges every day. We still have flaws that we got iron out, and we still have demons that we need to put back in the closet, you know what I mean? And essentially this workout is to fortify that closet door to where it ain't ever gonna open back up, We're gonna pull that old landlord special and throw enough paint on that some bitch that you ain't getting them hinges to move, and you ain't getting that door to be unsealed. But slowly and surely, like rebuilding a house, I use this as my first cinder block. And each time I put more water in, this was more of a cinder block. I use this to challenge myself mentally and build myself up. And believe it or not, day in, day out, I slowly rebuilt myself. And I strengthened my mental fortitude where, anything that ever stepped forth in front of me, I seen 5 times worse of it within my own brain. I had a healthy connection with my mind, to where I realized that I could push myself a little bit more and more and more, to where I wouldn't break myself, but I would challenge myself. And for $5, I feel like this is a great starting point. Great tool that you can have for your arsenal. One big thing is make sure you have a good lid for it, because you don't want to be throwing this some bitch around and have that lid come off and get an instant ACLS challenge, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is what you need to start. You don't need to go drop $500. If you was as broke as me, if you didn't have the means to have the tools to start your fitness journey, this $5 Culligan jug is the perfect place for you to start. And get your brain active to find more and more workouts that you can do with this. So please, if this is content that you are interested in, if you are someone that ever felt like they are on the edge of breaking, I feel like this is the channel for you. I would love to get my message across to you that you can rebuild anything. I promise you on that. Mentally, as us middle class workers are, we don't sit here and voice about the problems that we have. We tend to hold it in, and that's the reason why I realized I need to build up my mental state, because at this time, just like how it's always been, suck it up. But honestly, there's times where sucking up don't count, and we get in our own mind. But if you're able to build your mental state up slowly but surely, when you find yourself in your own mindset, you will see that you are greeted by positive energy, and no longer those dark demons that are trying to take you into the deep, dark depths of what your mental state and what your mind can do to you. And so if you feel like this helps, if you feel like this is something you need, please hit the like and subscribe button, because there's nothing more in this world that I would love to do than to get my message across to you and help try to talk you off that ledge. Because we're all out here in the long run, and you're not alone. And I hear you, and I want to help. Thank you.